Hey guys, Scott Beebe. Happy Monday to everybody. A little lunchtime Facebook Live. Been meeting with clients lately, and a lot of questions have been coming up. I don't know if it's the change of the actual season in weather or if it's the end of 2016. Come tomorrow, we've got a big political election going on, obviously. And so, here being on the eve of Election Day, there's a lot of shift happening, both if you're in the United States here in our country, and whatever shifts happen here in our country, it's going to resonate around the world. But it also lends to a lot of people asking questions about their own lives and their own business in particular. And I've been getting a lot of questions lately about people who are sensing kind of a shift in their business in terms of the product or the service that they want to be offering. And they don't know if they want to let the existing offering go completely or if they want to hold on to it, if they want to merge or bring in new products in addition to. What percentage of their time do they want to be spent on those certain things versus percentage of time spent on something else? There's just a lot of questions around that. And when you're in your own business, when you're sitting in the weeds of your business, a lot of times it's hard to gain perspective on understanding what's out there. What do I need to be offering? What does the market demand? What do my customers want? And so I thought I'd run through a couple of things that might be helpful for you in understanding and determining as to whether or not or what you should do as it relates to a shifting season in your business around particularly the product and service that you offer, especially if as you've been doing this over time, you've had good continuity with the products and services that you have, meaning that you've been doing them for a while, they work. And so somebody from the outside would come in and say, don't change anything. What you're doing is working. And yet inside you feel like, yeah, I know it's working, but it could also be the golden handcuffs and I don't know what to do. And so there's four things I thought I'd run you through real quick so that you can understand what to do when you're kind of feeling this shift of a potential season shift. So it's real simple. First thing is ask yourself, is it just me or is it other people who are seeing this shift as well? So again, you may have had a product or a service that you've been offering to clients and customers for months or years, and it's working really well. It could even be somewhat of a cash cow, but it derives no sense of joy, passion, interest from you at all. And so you got to ask yourself, is this just me or is it people around me who are seeing the same thing? And if it's just you, well, that's where you got to kind of ask yourself the question again, do I really need to shift? You probably take a pause, maybe a yellow flag if nobody else is seeing it. So you want to ask the perspective question. That's number one. Number two, you want to ask, what's my motivation in doing this? Why do I feel like making this shift would be the right thing? Is this something, again, that's drawn more out of passion, desire, interest? Is it drawn out of customer need, client demand, and what the market's asking for? You need to ask yourself your question, what's the motivation? I'm not even telling you that there's a right and wrong motivation. I just think it's important for you to stop and ask, what is my motivation in this? For some of you, it's going to be increased family time. You may have to shift from this product or service to another product and service because, frankly, you want to spend more time at home. And there might be a decrease in revenue. But to you, it's a lifestyle decision, and it's worth it to you in that situation. For some, that's going to be the case. For others, it's going to be the case where you're doing it and you're thinking, no, I'm just going to kind of keep riding this cash cow as long as I can. If you have one of those kind of cash cows, not everybody has that. So, first two things. Number one, ask yourself, is it me or is it other people who are seeing into my life and into this situation as well? Number two, what's my motivation? Number three, you hear me talk a lot about unique core values. In fact, if you want to go back to episode number 48 in the Business on Purpose podcast, you'll hear us talk about the unique core values. And you need to go back and consult with your core values. If you're looking to make a shift in a product or service, go back and consult and ask yourself, based on the unique core values you have, for instance, for me, automated strategy is one of our core values. Work is faith is one of our core values. So I would take that decision and run it through those and all five of our core values before actually making a decision to do anything with that. So number one, when you're kind of toying with an idea of a shift in product or service, number one is ask yourself, is it me or what are other people saying about my situation? Remember, they have perspective you don't have. Number two, what's my ultimate motivation for doing this? Is it for the business? Is it for home? Is it for, and again, not really a right or wrong motivation necessarily, but asking yourself the question, what is my motivation in this so I know what to do? Number three, consult your unique core values. Usually this is one of the things that we skip, that we don't do, but that's why your core values are there. And then finally, the fourth thing that you should be doing when you're looking at a shift in product or service is go back to your vision story. If you wrote down a detailed vision story, that's a detailed snapshot of what you want the future of your business to look like. Take this decision with product and service and go back and consult your vision story. By the way, if you don't have a vision story, you need to get one, because that's the ultimate snapshot of a detailed destination that you've got laid out in front of you, so you know exactly where to go. And if you need help with that, you can go to the Business on Purpose podcast, episode number 46, where I talk about your vision story. In fact, 46, 47, and 48 are all strategically placed. So we talk about vision story, mission statement, and unique core values. So if you don't have those and you're thinking about a product or a service shift for whatever reason, remember, ask yourself, is it me or is it the people around me who are telling me about this? Both and, either or, whatever. Number two, what's my motivation in this? And number three, consult your core values, which leads into number four, which is consult your vision story. And if you don't have those things, a vision story or core values, then go back to those podcast episodes, Business on Purpose podcast, episode 46, 47, and 48. And if you don't have the first one, which is friends, I don't know that I can help you with that. So I'm teasing. We have all got people around us that can be able to help see perspective on these things. So you may be going through a seasonal shift right now. That's okay. But start with those four questions. Is it me or is it people around me who are saying this or saying this? Is it, what's my internal motivation for wanting to do this? Number three, what do my core values say? And number four, what does my vision story say? All right, it's Monday, so no doubt your mind's going in 18 different directions. We've got an election tomorrow, so that's going to spin it even more. Ask yourself those four questions as it relates to decision-making around new products, new service, scaling back, ramping up, whatever it is that you're doing in this case, and hopefully that'll help you out. All right, Scott Beebe, mybusinessonpurpose.com. I'll see you later this week.